Feeling out of control with food can seem like a battle you're destined to lose. But what if a mental practice could cut emotional eating episodes by 40% in just 8 weeks?
This isn't about more willpower, it's about your brain's wiring. Binging hijacks your reward system.
And if your brain can be wired into a cycle, it can be rewired out.
2 methods make this possible: mindfulness and CBT.
Here, we'll show you how both approaches physically change your brain to help you regain control.
So what does a hijacked brain actually look like?
It begins with the reward pathway and a chemical called dopamine. Processed foods trigger a huge dopamine spike. Your brain remembers this intense reward and creates powerful cravings to get it again, even when you're not hungry. Over time, this craving binge loop carves a neurological superhighway. The urge becomes automatic. This isn't a moral failing, it's a brain function. But your brain is not fixed. It possesses a remarkable quality called neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections and change its own structure. Think of it this way: the less you travel down that old binge superhighway, the more it becomes overgrown and difficult to access. This capacity for change gives us an opening. So, how do we use neuroplasticity to build new roads? Let's begin with mindfulness. We know mindfulness is effective, but how does simply paying attention physically alter the brain? The secret is in creating one thing: a pause. Mindfulness inserts a moment of awareness between an emotional trigger and the automatic reaction to binge. In that gap, you can choose a new response. First, it helps you observe feelings like stress without being consumed. You can label the emotion, breaking its direct link to food. Second, a short breathing exercise can reduce your brain's focus on trigger foods. It occupies the short-term memory that cravings need to survive. Third, it improves interoceptive awareness, your ability to hear your body's true signals, letting you finally separate emotional urges from actual hunger. So mindfulness trains awareness. But what if you need a structured playbook for action? This is the strength of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT is based on a clear principle. Our thoughts, feelings, and actions are all connected. To change the action, you must first change the thought. For instance, the thought, "I ate one cookie, the day is ruined, I might as well binge," is a distortion. CBT helps you reframe it to, one cookie is just one cookie. CBT gives you practical tools. A primary one is normalizing eating patterns with regular meals to break the cycle of restriction that fuels binges. Another tool is stimulus control, changing your environment. This could mean not having binge foods at home or avoiding certain grocery store aisles. It also builds a toolbox of new coping skills. Instead of food, you learn to use journaling, relaxation exercises, or thought-stopping techniques. Remember our question of how mindfulness physically changes the brain? Studies show it increases connectivity in regions tied to self-control and emotion regulation. CBT alters the brain differently. By building new behaviors, it directly targets reward hypersensitivity, reducing the brain's dependency on food for dopamine. We have 2 distinct rewiring processes. But what about the outcomes? The statistics for both are powerful, and they tell a fascinating story. CBT produces stunning results in clinical trials. Long-term studies show that nearly 65% of patients achieve full, lasting recovery from binge eating. And as we saw earlier, mindfulness-based methods can reduce emotional eating by up to 40%. This makes it a potent intervention, especially for emotional triggers. This isn't really a versus battle, it's a synergy. Remember the pause from mindfulness and the reframing from CBT? One creates the space, the other provides the tool. Mindfulness works from the bottom up, changing your relationship with bodily sensations first. CBT works top down,
changing conscious thoughts to alter your actions.
The power of this combination is so well known that hybrid approaches like mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, or MBCT, have been developed to use both. So the objective isn't to pick a winner, but to understand you have a multifaceted toolkit. You can rewire your brain by training awareness and changing thoughts. We started with a brain feeling hijacked by a reward cycle. We've now seen how neuroplasticity makes change possible through two proven pathways. Whether you use the observational power of mindfulness or the structured tools of CBT, both are science-backed methods for rewiring your brain to end binging. The most significant takeaway is this: you are not broken. Your brain is capable of incredible change, and recovery is a neurological process you can actively direct. If you are struggling, consider looking into these options with a qualified therapist. Share this video with someone who might need to hear that change is possible.